I didn't want someone to come in and take it away from me in a way. I didn't want to feel like silence, because sometimes
you have said that your first condition for making the role was that you ended up splattered in blood. And I think it's crazy for you to be asking for that. Why did you make that choice?
I think it came from two different reasons. One, I watched Carrie when I was really young, and I dreamt of having my Carrie moment, just completely showered and covered in blood. And I don't think it's a good horror movie without that main character being completely drenched. I mean, ready or not, she's completely drenched in blood, and I love that. I think it's the stamp of a really good horror film that main character went through something brutal.
Yeah.
For Álvaro, I think your role has something of universal classic monsters, vibe to it. The math scientist professor. Why did you like to portray this role in this very classical way?
Well, I think also the movie has some classical basis, the whole movie. And thinking about my character, this kind of scientist that turns into a monster is something classic in a way. And I love classics. I have a theater company, and what we do are classic plays. So in a way, I felt connected to that thing in terms of getting into the skin of Father Tedeschi. So it was kind of in a way, natural thing for me.
Why do you think religious horror is like making a comeback? Because now we're seeing so many films that deal with these themes.
I think that it's an interesting way of having a conversation with the audience. I also find that there's always waves of different types of films where, like, when you have Twilight, everybody was making like vampire werewolf films. Like, everybody kind of goes through waves of what they want to make.
So, well, I also like that this film isn't something that you would associate Michael Mohan with, because everything sucks. They were yours, and now he's making a horror film. So how was it for you both to work with him in a genre that he's tackling for the first time?
Yeah, so I had previously worked with Michael on Everything Sucks, and we also worked together on a erotic thriller called Voyeurs for Amazon. And when I was looking for a director for this film, I really wanted to hire someone who, two reasons. One, I knew could just visually and cinematically pull it off and pull great performances from their actors. But second, I didn't want someone to come in and take it away from me in a way. I didn't want to feel like silence, because sometimes directors will come in and they don't want anybody else involved. It's just theirs. And working with Michael, he's always been so collaborative, even from Everything Sucks. And I was so young, like, he still made me feel so welcomed, and like I could have a voice on that set. And I'd stayed close with him throughout the years. And so I sent him the script, and I asked if he would be interested in doing a horror film. And the next day, we got on a Zoom. He had like a 35 page pitch, and it was everything that was in my head. Like, I knew it. And so I was really excited that he saw the film how I saw it, and then we were a true team creating the project.
Why do you think it's important for having the choice to tackle social issues like this film has with a genre like horror? Why do you think it's a perfect match?
Well, actually, when I read the script first time, I thought it wasn't just a horror movie, and that's actually what interested me to be part of the project, a part of being with Sydney and with Michael. And it's the fact that it talks about all the themes that it's not that we could, I think it's that we should put on a table and talk about all these things. We didn't want to do just a movie about those themes, but they are there. And the good thing is that it's not really specify each theme. It's when you get out of the theater, when you've seen the movie, you've got the opportunity to choose the themes that you get, as a message from the movie. So we generate a conversation after the movie, which I think is something very nice.